College and high school can start after the student is done with their sophomore year, and you can apply typically through your high school. Ours is through our Department of Education because we're in a bigger town. And you can take classes at a college near you, and they will pay for them. There are some fees that they won't pay. For instance, one of my daughters took an art class and she had to have paints and some paper and things that were consumable, and they don't pay for those things. We had to pay for those. But like the textbook, they give you the textbook and then you return it at the end of the semester, things like that. So it's a really good way to get some credits before they graduate. And then college can be shortened, which saves a lot of money. It is also a way for kids to try out some different classes and maybe help them decide what they want to do. It's also a good way to get gen eds for college while fulfilling high school credit as well. It helps fill the time there. So there's a lot of advantages to it. I have had my oldest four have all gone on to college while they were still in high school, and then finished with a college degree after that. We live in Sioux City, so we've used Morningside College and we've used Western Iowa Tech. Briar Cliff is also an option here in Sioux City, but it's on the other side of town, and being that we're just a couple blocks from the other two schools, it was more convenient for us. One of my daughters got a lot of her gen eds out of the way doing that. One of my kids was interested in, my fifth child he got all of his music stuff out of the way. He was going to get a music degree before they terminated the program. And so he had all his music stuff that he did. My oldest son graduated with a carpentry degree from Western Iowa Tech the day before he graduated with niche for high school. So that was a nice thing. He was ready to enter the workforce right away when he graduated, didn't have to go on at all. My other son got an electronics degree at Western Iowa Tech, and he had 2 years of that out of the way, almost completely out of the way. He had a little bit that he had to finish after high school. He had, the first couple semesters, had taken several different types of classes because he wasn't sure what he wanted to do for sure. He looked into graphic design, he looked into electronics, he looked into some art types of things, and it gave him that chance to explore those classes and figure out, nope, electronics is the path that I want to go, and to start on that then. So it's a really beneficial thing to do. I would say the downside to it, the thing that I might caution you about, is that your kids are going into a college setting and they're high schoolers. It's going to be very different from what they've been used to being homeschooled. And there are some situations that may come up that you're going to have to address. Obviously in college, the kids have a lot more freedom than what your high schooler would have. And some kids aren't ready to be totally immersed in that, or to have those things. We found it very beneficial for most of the kids because we were able to talk them through it then. We were here to help them make that adjustment and adjust to that new freedom and the outside world, so to say. We were able to help them when they came home on a class that had lots of evolution in it. One of my daughters had to take a class that was called, they had to read a book called Sister Wives. And we were able to help her process through that and give her the biblical backing that we feel is the right thing, and help her to grow in her spiritual walk through doing that. and so it was a real positive thing, because we were able to kind of help with that. It can at times be overwhelming depending on the courses that you're in and the instructors that you have, school that you're at. And so that would just be something that I would caution you about. You need to be ready for that up front. But otherwise, I think there's a lot of very positive things about it. Just be ready.
Thank you, Anne. It's really fun to hear how individual families do other options in such creative ways. Teresa is also going to share with us a little bit about doing college and high school.
I just had a little bit of a comment that the parents really should check with the college, because my children, or my youngest, started college as a freshman in high school. He just took one class. It was a foreign language class, but we know as homeschoolers, it's a little bit hard to do foreign language all by yourself, unless it happens to be a second language that you already have. So I just thought, we're just going the way of the community college. So he got a full year of college credit in one semester, but he did that his freshman and high school year. So you really do need to check with the community college or the college how young they will take them. This was not with the program that I said that the classes are covered by the state. This we paid for ourselves, but just check with the school yourself, because that's a great way to chip away at those gen eds, to take a foreign language, a composition class. That's an example of, if you could take a composition class in college, you don't have to teach it to your high school kid at the same time. So that's just going to say, check with the school. You can maybe take your class earlier.